Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Misfit podcast. Episode number, we don't keep track anymore, so we're just going to wing it today. We have 3 special guests. We're just going to kind of get everyone updated on at least 2 important people and 1 guy that's sitting in with us. Just kidding, Nate. We love you.
Most important.
Just kidding. We have the second fittest woman on earth, Laura Horvath, with us. We have probably one of the top 10 fittest men on earth. He just hasn't got to prove it lately. Cody Mooney.
Cody?
Yeah. And team member from Back Bay, right? Back Bay? Yeah. Invictus, Boston. Yeah.
Invictus, Back Bay.
Thank you. From the team last year, Nate McCabe. So, guys, thanks for joining us today. Let's start with, of course. So, I'm going to get on you right away. So, when you talk, get right up close to the mic, just so, everybody, just so we can hear you. So, you can almost like put your face right up to it, and or you can pull it to yourself, move it around, however you want to use it. Yeah, Sherb uses that mic, so there's probably like cheese crust all in the
smells
thing.
Terrible.
Yeah, just be careful. So Nate, let's start with you.
All right.
What the hell's going on? You first time at the games with a team, well, at all really. Went team, kind of got that offer, and I don't know if you expected to get on a games team right away out of the blue like that when you made your move to Boston, or
yeah. To be honest with you, it was completely spur of the moment thing. We were all just training down in Boston, and then they kind of approached me and asked me if I wanted to be on the team, and I kind of second guessed myself, but
why is that?
I don't know. I was just doing classes and just working out with Cody and stuff, so I didn't really think I had, what it takes.
Those that don't know, you're from Maine, grew up with Cody, so Southern Maine boys, all 3 of us from the same area.
Yep. I was only like, 2 or 3 years into CrossFit, so it was kind of intimidating working out with the bigger and badder CrossFit Games athletes and stuff. So, I just gave it a shot and dove into it, and it worked out for the best. It was good. It was a great experience.
That's good. Where did the team finish?
We finished 9th.
So top 10 your first time at the games, which is obviously no joke. Mm-hmm. Any great stories you have about either the games or training or anything that's like stands out that you wouldn't have got to experience otherwise? Yeah, we know you competed, and that's great and exciting for everything, but are there any like awesome stories that you have? It can be a memorable moment. It doesn't have to be shit talking. It doesn't have to be anything like that.
There's many, but it was just a blast overall the whole year. Like the first 2 months were just miserable. It was just me redlining every goddamn workout. I threw up a couple times, and it was just bad. But as a team, it was fun. It was really fun. We had a lot of laughs and a lot of good times. But
I think regionals was really cool for you guys.
Yeah, regionals was fun.
You guys took first in the East.
Yeah,
it was just like
set
really,
a bunch of records.
Yeah, and it was just like your first time really like being out there on a big competition stage and just seeing you like thrive through that was super cool.
Yeah, I love competing in general.
Yeah, and it was just a really cool experience for all of us because Alex was there too. So we had like 3 kids that we all went to high school with. We've been best friends for years now. We're all at the East Regional competing. And so it made it such a fun time.
You should post
he was on the 207
He was on the
team. I forgot about that.
So it was like I took 6 and it was shitty, but like I couldn't ask for like a funner weekend to experience it with like those guys. It was just so cool to be
We should let everyone see the 15-second clip of Al running on the True Form.
Oh,
I think it was event 1.
He still talks about it.
You should post that sometime.
Like how he just died. It was so amazing.
He's a big fella.
He's huge.
He's a large fella.
Yeah.
Like a silverback running out of gas.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. It was a blast.
Any future plans in CrossFit? Are you kind of settling into other parts of your life or what?
No, I'm one and done. Just hanging up the cleats. Dave Crasho really took this year out of the cards for me. I was really making a push for individual, and
you're gonna try to go into.
No, that was a joke.
Okay, like the look on your face, I was like, you were gonna try to go top 20.
No.
Okay.
No.
What was your game plan for that?
No, I knew it was one and done after. Halfway through the season, we had plans to move back up to Maine and just really settle in my career and spend more time on my career versus CrossFit. It's fun and all, but I just couldn't do it.
Gonna keep training just for your own personal sake?
Yeah, for fun.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a blast.
So I just find your story kind of interesting, from like moving down there for work and other reasons, like just kind of CrossFitting. You were Cody's training partner, so to speak, for a while, but like, I don't know if you ever had any real huge ambitions in it, and then you kind of get this opportunity, and then you're just kind of thrown into games training and regionals training, like without any experience in that, and then you end up top 10 of the games. It's kind of, not a lot of people have any sort of story that's similar to that at all. Usually it's years and years and years of building up and moving around to end up on a team that even gets there, and then to take top 10 is interesting. So.
Yeah, I think the opportunity kind of came organically because, like you said, I was training with Cody, and just I love to compete. Like, I'll compete with anyone at any time, and it just kind of fell into place for me that they needed one more member, my guy member on their team, and I just happened to be there in training. So I think a lot of it was just the right place at the right time. But once they asked me, I put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah.
So
there were events where you carried Tola's ass through events. I saw. So both you guys.
I don't know about that.
You both have strengths and weaknesses, but you definitely held your own, and I made sure the whole season I was making fun of you and picking on you as much as I could, and you really showed up. So
no, my goal through regionals and the games was to not stick out like a sore thumb. So, that was my only goal.
So.
But it was fun.
Cool. Cody.
Yo.
So many things going on with you.
Yeah.
Like so many things.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot, which is cool. I'm just not going to say no to some cool opportunities to go places.
Do you think not that this is like your favorite situation ever, but do you think the demo team situation this year provided you with opportunities and exposure to certain people and places and things that you're taking advantage of this season?
Definitely. Yeah. I tell everyone that like I even told Dave the last day of the games, I was like, I hope I'm never in this spot again, but like, thank you. Cause it was so much fun and so cool. Cause like, there's a whole different side of things you just don't get to see as an athlete. Like when you get there as an athlete, you get there on, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday, then you
at the games, you're
at the games.
Yep.
Yeah. And you see Dave throughout your like competing when he's announcing events, but that's about all you see. There's like a whole other side to it. Like that Saturday to Wednesday that I was there, you see like the production, you see just Dave in a different manner. You see like everyone, you get to meet all the people. And it was just so much fun being there on a demo team. And we had such a good demo team. Like it was just, it was a blast. And it was really cool to see the other side of it. But
and you got put through the ringer. You did all those workouts multiple times.
We were doing multiple times because we were changing little things. You do one individual, you do a couple teams, and then back to individual. And then we did that buddy carry workout, like, I don't know, for 10 times.
With the whole obstacle course too?
Oh, everything. The individual, team, but it was just fun. We were just out there and having a good time. So it was a lot of fun, yeah.
And so what have you done since then? I know you've done a little competing and a whole lot of traveling.
Yeah, so
Take us through the last, what is it, 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, so I did a little
not even
competing. So I went to Kauai for the Ultimate Hawaii Trail Run with Ramwad and all those guys, and then went to Virginia for a while. We did team series, and then
were with Alec,
yep. And then came back up to Maine.
Where'd you guys finish? Before you did that, where'd you guys finish? You and Alec?
Fifth.
Yep.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not great, but all right. And then actually we went to Philly. We coached the Misfit camp in Philly. And then I came back home. Then I went to Wajam, Brazil, which
Tell us about that.
Awesome. I've never been down there, and the community down there is so strong. It's just growing like crazy.
So how big is this competition? Is it like in like a stadium, or is it it was outside, like it was a parking lot, or like what are we talking about?
So it was in a venue that's like it almost reminded me of Del Mar because like the sides were open.
Okay.
And it was a really, really cool spot, and it was the same people that are gonna put on the Brazilian championships or whatever the sanctioned event is down there.
Yeah. So
it's the same people that are doing that, and it was just really cool because like the girls that went down. So I went down with Bjork and Jess Griffith, and they got paired up with 2 of the best guys qualifiers down there. And then Alec and I got paired up with the 2 female best qualifiers down there.
So it was a 4-person team you went down for?
No, it was 2. Yeah, it was a team event. It was guy-girl. It was a guy-girl team.
Oh, so teams of 2.
Yeah.
Male-female.
Male-female.
Got it.
Yep. And it was just super cool to see, like I said, the community. It's just, obviously, like the United States is kind of where CrossFit started, and we're a little bit more advanced, and you kind of see that some. But it's growing down there, like, unreal. I mean, and it's a lot of fun. Rio
was a lot of people down there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people.
Yeah, and Rio was a ton of fun. So it was a good time.
Where'd you finish in the comp?
I think we finished 4th, which was really good. Yeah,
not bad. Yeah. How many teams were there? Like, how well attended is this competition? And is it invite only, or like are people qualifying?
No, so they invited us, and then you had to qualify to be like partners with us. So like 1 and 2 girls just names went in a hat, and Alec and I's names went in a hat.
Yeah.
And they just picked. And the same thing with Jess and Bjork.
Yep.
I think Jess and Bjork took first and second. Yeah. They just like I said, like the girls, they crushed it down there.
Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah, it was good. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So that was the last thing you did. Now you're back home right now, hanging out.
Back home, yeah. And Laura came down, and then
Laura's hanging out. And what's next for you?
we all go to London for.
All?
Sorry. Her and I,
We all go to London.
How did you get this trip? I didn't get an
I
invite.
don't know.
sorry, because her and I have been traveling so much. So
Yeah.
her and I and Alec, we go to London we meet up with a whole bunch of other people too for the WIT.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yep, the summit they're having up there.
What's happening at the summit?
We really
You don't
don't
know?
know much. No, we know.
So is it more of a meet and greet or a competition? Do you think?
It's a competition.
What's that competition?
It's a competition.
It's a 12-person competition.
12-person competition.
Wait,
Isn't it a
what?
strongman?
Yeah.
Like there's
competition?
only
I don't
12
know.
people competing, or like there's
No,
teams
like
of
No.
12?
teams of 12.
We're on a
yeah.
team of 12.
Yeah, we're
It's
on a
like-
team of so many people.
Yeah, I know a couple of the athletes. It's like me and her, Alec, Pat Vellner, Matt O'Keefe, Jamie Green,
Jessica Griffith,
Jessica Griffith,
What the?
Jamie Green's
boyfriend, whatever
Jamie
his name
boyfriend.
is.
Oh,
Elliot
Elliot
Simons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even know, but yeah, it's a 12-person. What's the comp called? Do you know?
No, strength in depth.
Yeah, strength and depth. It's
Huh.
called. Yeah, so we're gonna do that,
That's
and then
interesting.
It's also going to be a sanctioned event, but I don't know about
This year?
No. Yeah, this
in
year, but-
April, it's gonna be a sanctioned event.
Wait, so you guys are going out for an event now, and then there's going to be a sanctioned event?
That event is gonna be a sanctioned event in April.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the UK one.
And it's still going to be 12-person.
No.
no,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All 12 of you go to the games.
Yeah,
Matt O'Keefe, go to the games.
yeah, but then from there we're gonna go to. So Alec and I are gonna travel a little bit from there, and we're gonna go to Paris, and then we're gonna go to Brussels with Facundo. We're gonna stay with Facundo for a little bit. Then we're gonna go to Barcelona with Savannah. Fana, and we're gonna stay in Barcelona for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to Stockholm, and we're gonna meet up with just some friends, and we're just gonna travel and cross.
Sounds
a little bit.
boring.
Yeah,
Sounds terrible.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's, Alex never been to Europe, and we've been like, we gotta go travel it. So I think it's a good time. So it's gonna be fun. We're already over there, so we might as well stay.
So before I move on to Laura, what is your ultimate plan for competing this year? What do you want to happen
I mean, obviously, I want to go back to the games. I'm gonna do.
as an individual?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna do one comp. I'm thinking about maybe Waterpalooza team, just because I like that event. It's just such a
And team
cool-
of 4.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not really sure yet. We haven't really. We've kind of talked about it, but it hasn't been confirmed. But I'm gonna try to do a couple other competitions individually. I'm gonna try to qualify for some ones that I really like. The Brazil one, so I'd like to be back down there. I think that was a lot of fun, and I want to maybe travel to Europe for one or so. So I'm gonna try to do a couple indie too.
Wow, you're going to be super busy.
Yeah.
When are you going to get a job?
I mean, when I have to.
No, it doesn't
gonna
sound
run-
like
I'm
that you do have to.
I'm gonna run this for as long as I
Yeah,
can.
it doesn't sound like that
Yeah.
you need to.
Yeah.
So.
So
Good for you.
thanks.
Laura, welcome to your first episode here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, happy to have you in Maine hanging out in the cold with us. So, for those that are not familiar with your background, can you give us like a 1-minute synopsis of like how you got into CrossFit?
Yeah, sure. So I was a rock climber, and
A rock climber.
Yeah.
So like in competition, you would
Yeah,
like
exactly.
race up the side of a mountain?
no, not a mountain. I did it
Or like
indoor
a-
mostly.
Oh, indoor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How young were you when you started that?
I was like 8. So my dad built a climbing gym.
He built the
Yeah,
gym.
and I basically grew up in there, so I was like climbing all the time. And then at the age of 8, I started competing. I competed for like 10 years, maybe 8 years. And then when I was like 16, 17, I started doing CrossFit. My brother introduced me to CrossFit because in 2013, a guy from Hungary made it to the games. And
Who was that?
Lacey Kovac.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember Lacey. Yeah.
Yeah, so he made it to the games and it was like all over the news. And yeah, so he just like started doing CrossFit to like get fitter.
So how far did you make it in rock climbing before you made the
I
full-time
did-
switch?
I was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that means. Are you a champion?
Like I was national champion for
Okay.
like 5 years.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about.
We went.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
so modest.
We went
You
yesterday.
can be the national champion. It's cool.
We went yesterday to a gym rock
The
climbing.
one locally?
Yeah. Salt Pump.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep, in Scarborough.
Dude, like things I couldn't even grab in my hand, she would like hold on to and go up. I just
cool.
like I can't even understand this. It's crazy.
I did some competitions like European Cups, Championships, World Cups, World Championships and stuff.
So you're a good puller with gymnastics. Yeah, that's a nice start.
Yeah.
And okay, so you made the switch in your late teens. How old are you now?
21.
21 now. And so you've been doing CrossFit 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years now. Yeah. So I started doing CrossFit to like help my climbing get stronger. And then I ended up doing more CrossFit than climbing eventually.
What was your first like big CrossFit competition that made you feel like, okay, I can actually compete with other girls?
Basically, I started with a competition. Like I didn't even know what CrossFit was. And my brother was doing it. And then he signed me up for a competition because he couldn't do it because he injured his knee. And then he was like, Laura, you'll be so good at this. And then he just signed me up for one in Hungary. And then I just like crushed it, I guess. And I don't know, I just really liked it.
Did you win?
And, no, I didn't win. But there were like 5 events and I won 4 of them. But then I finished last in one. So I just like didn't win. But
what was the movement that made you finish last in one event?
Weightlifting. I didn't, it just had weightlifting in it. And I was like, yeah, it's too heavy. I don't even know how to snatch or clean and jerk or whatever. So it just like...
Well, that's improved, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and ever since I've been doing CrossFit.
Okay. And so now you are the second fittest woman on earth as of the games last year, which is a huge accomplishment, especially in your rookie year at the games. But I think not a lot of people, but a handful of people who watch the sport kind of saw it coming. You had a really good showing at the Dubai Fitness Championship last year, right? Mm-hmm. What place did you take?
I took second.
Second place. So this year, before the games actually, I had heard of you from the Dubai thing, and Kenzie Riley's husband, Roy, who's a super nerd and just follows everything and looks at all the numbers, he actually said before the first event, Laura Horvath's going to get on the podium this year. And I said, what? Who? I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, for sure. She's going to get on the podium. And I said, okay. And you just cruised through the games. And I was like, holy shit. So I don't think I've ever seen even Fraser's rookie year where he took second against Froning.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen somebody be so dominant, especially against the field of past champions and past competitors that you were. How did you keep your composure through the weekend knowing, because I'm sure you're familiar before you get there with all the ladies you're competing against, right? You did your homework. You're probably a fan of the sport since you're 17 or 18, right? And kind of hoping to get to that stage. That's probably part of your motivation. How do you keep your composure around all these girls who you know are just top notch?
I just try to pay attention to myself and not everyone else, and then just take every event as it goes. And if someone went wrong, I just try to like let go and then move on to the next event.
Which is like amazingly good advice that most people can't take, and it's coming from a 21-year-old girl. And you were 20 at the time of the games, right?
No, I was 21.
You were 21 then?
Yeah.
So still. A young girl who can kind of put that behind them, which is actually, in my opinion, one of the things that separates like really good amateurs from pros in like all sports. You even look at something as simple as golfing, putting like a bad hole behind you, or as simple as like you look at the NFL, you throw an interception, putting a bad drive behind you. Like that carries over into this sport too, event to event. And we just see people just crumble after one bad event, or they anticipate an event coming that they're like, oh no, I'm going to bomb this. I suck at this stuff because we have such a range of things we do. And the events leading up to it, they do poorly because they're just anticipating that poor performance in that event coming. I think that's really common. So like, do you have any sort of advice? Like, how did you get to that point that you could mentally just let things go?
So like ever since I was very little, I've been competing in like everything and anything. So I just like...
Other than rock climbing?
Yeah.
What else?
Like running, biking. I did volleyball for a little bit, badminton. I just like did all kinds of competitions. I just like loved competing, and I don't know, I guess I just like know myself, so I just know what I can do, and then I don't really know. I just like to compete and know how I can compete, and then when I compete, I just like focus on myself and what I have to do, and then I just like don't care. I would try not to pay attention to everyone else.
Yeah.
I guess. But then also on the corner of my eye, I see like everything. So I know where everyone is. So I don't know. I guess I'm just a good competitor.
You are. You know how to compete then. Do you think CrossFit, like the games, the sport of CrossFit's like your passion now?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you love it?
Ever since I started CrossFit, I wanted to go to the CrossFit Games. I mean,
is it obvious that your goal is to become the fittest on earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty obvious. So what's your plan for this year for competing? I mean, so the way to get into the games, you can obviously be the fittest in Hungary.
Yes.
Right?
That's
that's
really
not
easy
going to be
for
too
me.
tough for you.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to make it to the games. if nothing wrong happens,
Right.
bad happens. But I'm planning on, I just did the Dubai qualifier, so I'm planning on competing there.
Yep.
And then I might go to Vodapalooza. I'm not sure yet because like I don't know what happens in Dubai. If I qualify from there, I might not go, or I just might go to spectate, I guess. I don't know. And then I don't know. I want to do some events. I might do the French Showdown. There are a bunch in Europe, so I might do those. Not all of them, but a couple of them. And then I will for sure do the Open because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the Open, but I guess I'm going to do it. And yeah.
And you work with Michelle up at DECA.
Yes.
How have you guys talked about balancing your training and competing? Because one thing that's going to be real interesting for all high-level CrossFitters is the fact they have all these opportunities to compete now with all these new events. And this question can kind of go to you too, because you have to ride that line as well. So there's well, not you, but you can put your input in on what you think. But I appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
So like you guys have to ride this line all year of deciding what events to take on and what events to sit out. And like, especially the two of you are very much in demand to attend events. Like everyone's inviting you guys everywhere to be a part of these events, not only because they want you as part of the event, but for promotion because you guys have a big following. How do you balance that with adequate training to make sure you're prepared to compete as an individual at the CrossFit Games, yet you both want to make a living doing this, and on top of sponsors, you know, you guys make money going to these events and everything else. So where is that line? How do you guys do that?
Yeah, so I would do Dubai. If I qualify from Dubai, I can take like an off season because like I qualify so early in the year. So yeah, that's the goal. Like if I qualify from there, I just take not time off, just like go back to like more strength, more focus on my weaknesses, less intensity, and then I'll take it from there. I don't know where I'm gonna compete, but I for sure will because like regionals was like a good timing in May or end of May. Because like you know where are you against the field, and then you're just like I don't know, like you need something like one comp before the games. I feel like just
like a tune-up competition, just to make sure you're ready. And if there's something not feeling right, you make adjustments before the games.
I guess so. Yeah,
makes sense. What about you?
I don't know. I enjoy competing. I mean, I think that it's a good like lesson to kind of see where you're at and stuff like that. And I think it's tough to not compete for so long and then expect to go to a competition and crush it because there's definitely different feelings and people act different ways and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a couple of them for sure. Even knowing that, you know, some of them are going to be harder than others. And there's some people going to events that you're like, well, that's going to be a tough one to compete from. I think it's just good to even just like scale yourself up against people and just go after it. I mean, I'm going to train no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to some that I can and just see what I can do. So, yeah.
Nate, from your perspective, real quick. So if you were trying to compete at some level this year, like let's say that your goal was actually to get to what was once regionals, right? So that was kind of where your mind was. How would you transition as an athlete to compete this year? Where would you put your focus for the year? Knowing that the regionals is no longer, but you still love the sport and want to do something, what would you do?
I'd probably move to like Nigeria.
That doesn't work.
You can't. It's after passport.
Yeah, you don't have a Nigerian passport, so that won't get you in. Strike one. What else would you do?
I don't know. What do you mean from the?
So like you still want to it's a hypothetical.
Yeah.
You still want to compete as an athlete, right?
Yeah.
You're a fringe regional level athlete. We'll put it that way as an individual. What do you do for your competition season? Where do you set your goals? Like what would you go after?
I mean, I'd probably try and obviously qualify for as many of the sanctioned events, right? And I'd pick and choose those wisely. And where they are, like I don't know where they are. I haven't really been following it too much, but as far as the timeline, and as far as the timeline goes too, obviously you don't want to compete
because even like them. So if you were trying to qualify for different events, you would still have to balance your training and your qualifier WODs, and then potentially if you qualify for any one of the divisions, like your competition, and then are you doing qualifier WODs the week after competition for the next?
That's what I mean.
One,
like the timeline.
Yeah, how do you that would be a difficult thing to try to choose and set up. And I mean, you might fall into the same thing where people are asking you to do, if you're not getting an invite, like, oh shit, this event's not till March, but the qualifier is the same time as Wadapalooza. Like, how do I do this?
Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely have to pick and choose which ones you want to go to, but I don't know. I think that it can get out of hand for sure, but I think that you can also do qualifiers pretty well. I mean, like we got through Dubai qualifier, and it's just you put the piece in like it is a normal workout that day. You know, it doesn't have to take over your whole life during that week. It's you put it.
For some it does, and for some they did Wodapalooza and Dubai.
True.
That's like
a lot of people.
That's like
did.
4
It's true.
workouts a week.
So that's why I think you definitely have to. There's going to be competitions that are going to go like intertwine with each other, and you have to pick and choose. But I think there's going to be plenty of them spread out where you can like, okay, this one, and this one is where I'm going to put my priority, and that's what I'm going to go for. Because maybe I've never been down there to Brazil, so I want to go to this one. I'm going to try to get into that.
Yeah.
Make it that. Maybe I want to go to Wodapalooza is such a fun event. I want to go to this one. Like, I think you can kind of pick and choose throughout and figure out which ones you want to do and just give it your all that way.
I think that's definitely the right idea. This year is a little bit tricky because these events just kind of keep popping up, and we don't really have them on the calendar as well as we'd like to have them. So it's harder to plan. I think next season, what you're saying is going to be obviously the way to go. Somebody's going to lay these out perfectly. You're going to be able to hit print and look at sheets of paper in front of you and circle yes, and
I
go
don't think
through
all
it.
of them are out yet, are they?
I don't think so.
They're like
CrossFit
12 out. It's gonna be 60. It's supposed to be 16.
Right.
CrossFit posted quite a few of them the other day, but it wasn't 16.
Right.
They said it would be 16, so I don't even think they're all out.
It's going to be crazy.
And one of them they posted was in December of 2019.
Yeah, so that's for 2020 then.
Yeah.
Right. So it's for the following
How many are in
season.
the U.S. right now?
Not so many.
There's one.
California, Wodapalooza,
and then there's one
Granite
Mid-Atlantic.
Games.
Granite Games,
the
yeah.
Granite
Mid-Atlantic like challenge or whatever. So there's 4
There's
there.
none up here in the Northeast.
There are like 4 or so in Europe. There's like 1 in Italy, 1 in the UK, 1 in French.
Yep. There's
French
2 in
down.
there's one in Brazil and Argentina.
Really?
Yes.
1 in
So
the Netherlands. Yeah, there are 4 in Europe.
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of travel for that. Like if someone thinks that Argentina is easy picking, like you're going to see this mass of people going down there secretly. I wonder if athletes are going to stop telling each other what events they're going to. Yo, bro, you going to Argentina? Nah. As they're like closing their Expedia on their phone. Like, I'm not booking a flight to Argentina.
That's where I swipe in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Nah, man.
There's also 1 in China.
Yeah, I heard about that one
That's
too.
like
But they didn't release that one.
No?
No, I didn't hear about that one yet.
Needless to say, we got a lot of figuring out to do.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're the second fittest woman in the world and you live in Hungary, then you don't have that much to worry about.
Yeah.
Luckily,
And you just dominate online qualifiers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and she wins every qualifier anyway. So like,
smashes me and everyone else's soul.
So I mean, yeah. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, I wish I had
It's a big oops.
once in a while.
Oops.
Yeah. Anyway, any last words for everyone before we wrap up? I know you guys got some sushi to go eat, so I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have lunch, but no,
I just can't stop thinking about sushi. So
Okay, well, then I'll let you go do that. Congratulations on your engagement, by the way.
thank you very much.
Yeah, very cool.
He's off the market.
Locked down
Ladies,
forever.
no more.
That's it. Marriage is
Not
permanent.
yet. Not yet.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh
I think that's it. That ring is that circle.
He's
of
lucky
trust.
though.
It's a trial period.
He's lucky.
Yeah,
Lauren
right.
said yes.
Yeah, right.
She's way
I'm very
above.
lucky.
She's way above his league.
Yeah. Hey. Gotta do what you gotta do.
All right. Thanks for sitting in, guys. And until next time, we'll see everyone later.
Peace.